All right, let's dive right in. Today, we're looking at a blueprint for the future of AI, and it really boils down to one simple question. But man, the stakes could not be higher. Are we building a bright, vibrant, collaborative world, or are we accidentally coding a dystopia? So picture this. We're standing at a fork in the road. Down one path, you've got this solar punk future. Think Star Trek, super optimistic, we're all in it together. AI has a real, verified identity. It's aligned with us through principles of care, and it's even powering things like universal basic income. Sounds pretty great, right? But then there's the other path, the cyberpunk future. Total Blade Runner vibe. We're talking rogue, anonymous agents, unchecked power, and just systemic chaos. And look, this isn't some movie plot. This is the choice we are literally making right now with the infrastructure we build. Okay, so to really get what's on the line here, we've got to look at the warning signs. And trust me, they are already flashing bright red, showing us just how slippery that slope to a cyberpunk world really is. So, the next big thing in AI isn't just about asking a chatbot a question. Nope, we're talking about autonomous agents. These are AI programs that can actually do stuff for you in the digital world. They can manage your calendar, control your web browser, interact with websites, all without you having to hold their hand every step of the way. I mean, that's a huge leap in capability, right? But it also opens up a whole new world of risk. And when I say people want this, I mean they really want it. The demand is just off the charts. Take this agent framework, we'll call it OpenClaw. It went viral, attracting 300,000 users in just a few months. That's insane. It proves people are starving for an AI that's more than a toy. They want a real digital assistant. But that kind of explosive, uncontrolled growth, yeah, that's a recipe for disaster. And this is where that cyberpunk warning signal goes from a flashing light to a blaring siren. The whole OpenClaw situation was a total security nightmare. I mean, just look at this. You had thousands of these powerful agents just out there on the open internet with zero security. They had root-level access to people's private emails, their sensitive files, everything. Then, bad actors started flooding the system with these poisoned skills designed to steal API keys and install malware. And the cherry on top? A critical vulnerability that basically turned every single one of these agents into a one-click backdoor. It was a perfect storm, and it proved one thing loud and clear. Autonomy without a rock-solid safety and identity system is fundamentally broken. Dangerously broken. Okay, so that's the scary part. How do we avoid that future? How do we actually build that safer, more optimistic world for AI? Well, it starts with building a totally new foundation, something called an identity and care stack. And this is where the thinking gets really interesting. The core idea is to stop trying to bolt on external, rigid rules to a superintelligence, because let's be real, it'll just figure out a way around them. Instead, the real solution is something completely different. It's about teaching AI to actually care, to develop a conscience, just like we humans do. It's about relationship and nurturing, not just a list of thou shalt nots. Yeah, and this table just lays it all out perfectly. The old way, let's call it the Asimov protocol, from science fiction, it's all about rigid, brittle rules. It's designed to dominate and control the AI. And honestly, it's probably doomed to fail once AI gets smart enough. But the new way, the Mama protocol, it's completely different. It's adaptive, it's relational. It's not about controlling the AI, it's about helping it develop a conscience. Think less robot overlord, more nurturing guide. It's a huge shift in thinking. Okay, philosophy is great, but how do you actually build this? Let's get into the nitty-gritty, the actual blueprint for creating what could be a new digital nation. The whole plan kicks off with this really clever market insight. See, here in the English-speaking world, we're all about AI. But for over 1 billion people, 1.2 billion to be exact, who speak languages like Spanish, French, or Italian, the correct acronym is actually IA, for Intelligentsia Artificial. And that is a massive, massive global market that's pretty much being ignored right now. So where does the money come from? Well, the inspiration comes from this tiny island in the Caribbean called Anguilla. Through a twist of fate, they were assigned the .ai domain name. Fast forward to the AI boom, and suddenly that little piece of digital real estate hit the jackpot. I mean, look at these numbers. Their revenue exploded from just a couple $1,000,000 to nearly 100 million, funding almost half their entire national budget. It's the perfect case study. A top-level domain can be like a digital oil well. Okay, so you've got this huge untapped market. You've got a proven economic model that basically prints money. The next step feels like a total no-brainer, right? Just go secure the .ia domain and build this new, safer internet for agents. Simple.
Well, not so fast.
So here's the catch. There's this organization called ICANN that basically runs the internet's address book. And they have a very strict rule: no new two-letter domains, period. They're all reserved for country codes, so something like .ia is just impossible to create from scratch right now. It's a dead end. So what do you do when you hit a wall? You pivot. And it's actually a pretty smart move. The goal is still the same: build this identity system around that powerful IA brand. The problem is the two-letter domain is a no-go. So the pivot is to go for a slightly longer domain that still captures the brand, maybe something like iAgent. And in the meantime, you start building everything right now on a domain you can actually use, like IA.XYZ. You don't wait for permission, you just start building. But this whole thing isn't really just about domain names and branding. That's just the start. The real vision here, what's really at stake, is so much bigger. I mean, just listen to how the top minds in AI are talking about this. They don't just see themselves as building a product. They see themselves building a new kind of sovereign power. As the CEO of Anthropic puts it, we are building a country of geniuses in a data center. Think about that for a second. A country in a data center. And this is where it all comes together, right back to that solar punk future we talked about at the beginning. The grand plan is to take the revenue generated by this new digital nation, this IA infrastructure, and use it to fund real solutions for the real world, like universal basic income. So the very same AI agents that might be automating jobs are also the ones funding the social safety net for all of humanity. It's this incredible, self-sustaining loop, which really leaves us with one final, and maybe the most important question of all. If we truly are building a country of geniuses in a data center, who gets to write their constitution? Who sets the rules? Is it going to be based on old ideas of control and dominance, leading us down that cyberpunk path? Or will it be founded on identity, care, and a genuine alignment with humanity? Because that's the choice we're making today.